Hello and welcome to Bonsai with Kyle. Yes. So we'll mainly be doing a much shorter video than previously. We'll be just doing a cut back to prune all the long shoots off. We won't be doing any wiring or anything similar. You'll notice that I'm much lower to the table because I finally got my actual desk delivered, which is great, fantastic news. So we might as well make a start. So it's extremely hot in the UK right now, so a few leaves are coming off, but I'm sure it's nothing that this tree can't handle. They always say have it in a cool spot, like in the region of 10 to 15 for a Chinese elm, but I'm hoping, because this is an older tree, about 10 years now, that this will be able to survive the heat, because I don't really have anywhere else to put it, unfortunately. This is the coolest room, which is still about 25, but I'm giving it plenty of water, plenty of feed, so it should be fine. So yeah, let's make a start. So we've got our trusty but a bit rusty pruning scissors. So we'll just start having a look, seeing what we want to prune back. So this is far too long. So anything that breaks the mold will cut back. You'll see how many leaves are actually coming off, which you might be quite concerned, but this tree, when it first moved here, shed a lot of leaves, and it was fine after that, much more than what you're seeing right now here. So I'm confident in its ability to survive. I feel like cutting it off on the old wood there. Just trying to stop it going any lower, because I don't really want much more lower growth here. I'll leave that for now. This needs to come off, as does that, because we're trying to keep it somewhat restricted down here, because we don't want it to interact with here, so obviously these two have to come off, like so, and again this one. So I would say I want to leave 1 or 2 leaves on there, so we're going to leave that one, so just the one, like so. So I think already that looks much better as compared to what it was, like infinitely better. So I'll do the front and I'll transfer to the back. So up the top, we're going to have our 2 splay out branches, like so. We're not going to go much higher than this at all. This will be like the very much the top of the tree. So whether we go split out like that or lower these 2 and then have the crown, I'm yet to decide on yet. But I think I need to cut off the front. So we're gonna do right a real close to the base cut, like so. So when you're looking at future growth, you're not obscuring the movement of the trunk. Okay. So again, this is cutting across the tree, so this needs to come off. Like so. This is interacting with other branches, so this needs to come off. I think this was our little experiment. So there was a branch which we wired down, but if you look, it doesn't really fit to me. It sort of did before, so we're just going to take it off now. Just make sure I get the right one. So that's come off. So this one can come off. I feel like I don't want to lop it off too high up because all the other leaves are falling off. So right about there. Yeah, lots of yellow leaves, but it's quite alright. So this one's going up, so we definitely don't want that there. And this was built to try and plug a gap. So we'll switch sides real quick. So over on the it'd be right for you guys, so we're gonna hold extending any further. This branch is dead, so we'll take this off. Look, that I didn't even cut that, that just came off on itself. So I think that's okay. Downwards growth, so we definitely don't want to go any lower. We've got our experimental little pad here, so I'm going to turn this around. We'll finish off the front first, so do that later. This one. Do we want to do anything else to the front for now? I think for the front that's okay for now. We've potentially got two growing here which I might trim, so this one and this one. Yeah, I think that already looks much better from the front. So let's turn around and have a look at the back. Okay, so we have a downward branch which has unfortunately become dead, as you can see. Not great, but something must have caught it. I think it was either blowing in the wind and it might have snapped, but there's not much I could have done about that. Maybe shortened it, but again, it was going to be chopped off because it's downward growth, where we definitely don't need any more downward growth. So firstly, we're going to start with our little test branch. So we're going to split it again to the outside. So this little baby branch down here, I'm not touching for now. I will probably let it grow, I think, for another 2 weeks, and then I'll trim it back a bit. But while it's still showing a lot of strong growth, I think I'm going to leave it for now. Also, in part due to the heat, because some of the leaves look a bit, again, yellowish, but I'm not overly panicked about. So our little baby branch, I think that's okay. So now we'll see a lot of, we've got a nice bend going here, which you might struggle to see, but we'll do a close-up take at a later date once we've actually got the form that we want. So that will turn into, get the tree some depth lower, nearer to the trunk, and potentially develop into another pad. So let's make a start. Do I want to leave that? There's two branches, so there's these two, which I'm tempted to remove, but I'm tempted to leave. I'm a bit 50-50 right now, because I feel plugs. I'm going for more of a canopy this time, I think. So previously it was pads, where we did our severe cutback, whereas this time we're going for more of a canopy look. But this is the beauty of trees. If you feel like you don't like the look of something, you can tweak it to a certain extent. So I will cut it back, but not all the way, not as severe as a lot of the other ones. So we're going to cut back here, and we're going to cut back here. So that will, again, split out, so there'll be maybe hopefully 2 or 3 shoots which come out and then spread out and basically cover where my hand is, like so. So again, anything that's overly wide, we don't like the look of, we'll get rid of. Got an empty branch here. Yeah, that's upwards growth, so we'll cut that off. Upwards growth again. So we've got this really long branch here, which we've got coming down, so that's definitely coming up. Like so. And then we've got this one developing long. That one merges into another branch, so that can come off. And this one again is going long. So is there anything else I feel like I want to remove? This right here, so the end of this branch has died, so I'm just going to cut this one close to the base so it can start with new shoots again. And then we've got a lovely little pad here. Our pads on this branch have merged a little bit, so we can try and clean that up a bit, but I'm not too interested this time in making them completely separate pads. Trim the head a bit. And already we've got our shape back. You might see a little baby bonsai growing at the bottom there. I think that's from a separate root shoot instead of a completely separate plant. But I'm leaving that there, and then I'm hopefully going to pick it out and grow it into a separate plant, but we'll see. I have a spare bonsai pot waiting to go, so I might end up putting it in a glass of water, letting shoot sprout and then trying to plant it, but we shall see, we shall see. So, is there any other changes? So we need to fix this side, I think, the lower branch of this face, but beyond that I think we're doing okay. So let me change sides again. Take my scissors. So we're just going like so. And again. That's old dried wood. I'll cut that back right the way into the base. So that just doesn't look right to me. So that was old dead wood, basically just a branch that's died, which is fine. Just needs to be removed to let something else grow into here. Make it look nice. So, is there any other changes I'd like to make? I don't think so for now. I think that's fine. So, there is one more cut down here. So you'll see this branch. This branch is just getting in the way of the main one, so we'll just cut that off. And then, just to get rid of all of our yellow leaves, so I'll probably give it a water later tonight, I'm just going to run my hand basically just through the leaves, like so. So all that does just slightly. I'm not doing anything too heavy. All that does is any of the dead leaves, it's not trying to feed them. A new bud can already begin to grow. But you can see the volume of leaves coming up again. It's just under a bit of stress because of the heat, but I can revitalize it if it does really start to struggle. At the foot my area, but there's not much else I can do, unfortunately. So I might cut that one off. So again, this one's going across, so I'm just going to cut that off, like so. Yeah, this is. I'm not touching that branch yet. I want that to grow healthy and strong, and then we'll start tweaking it. So, have we got any other brushing on this side? So we'll turn to the rear. So again, I'll just run through my hand through the whole thing. So any way that you see yellow leaves, just run your finger through, not too heavy. So I don't on this one, for example. So I'm just gently plucking it. I'm not pulling. I'm not, jerking or trying to tear it off. I'm just basically stroking it between my index finger and my thumb to see if it wants to come off. If it's ready to come off, then it will just fall off. If it's not, you don't pull it, just leave it. You don't want to put the trajectory under any additional stress as to what it's already going through. So that one's okay. And then we'll rotate it again. So again, just run your finger through the foliage, just to see if any want to come off. Like so. So that was a dead leaf. There's a leaf lodged in there. Okay. So now we have very few to no yellow leaves at all. Everything's green in our tree, and you can see the volume of leaves and like branches on the table now. So I'm going to have a good cleanup session after this. Okay. So that's it. So that was just a quick update. I think it's 2 months after I did the last one. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. I think we'll again sort of the points that we'll aim to look at are mainly this branch here, the little baby branch, and obviously the head. So previously this was the head, and then I've extended a branch up top, and we're going to try and make it a little bit taller. So I'm looking forward to 2 months from now when we do another update. Thanks for watching, everybody.